Recording. Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Andana Naik. I'm here with Scott Denoyer from upstate New York, and we wanted to do a New York Health Act interview to amplify Scott's work on the New York Health Act and what we can do as the legislative session end approaches on June 10th. We all need to urgently pass New York Health, and Scott has been such a relentless activist for his son Danny, and we are very, very appreciative that he made time to be with us today. So let's get straight into it. So Scott, tell us where you're from and what do you do for a living.
Right. Well, thanks for having me on. And again, it's not me; it's all of us, right? I mean,
Right.
well, I've adopted the suicide prevention hashtag. No one fights alone because that's what the core of my activism is. It's all of us together. It's not just me. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, I'm from upstate New York, like you said. I'm squeezed right in between the Saratoga battlefield and Saratoga Lake. From a little tiny town called Stillwater. What brought me
Hmm.
to activism, as you said, was I lost my son 2 years ago. He was on the managed Medicaid program through the ACA, and he had an insurance program called Fidelis Care, which is owned by Centene, which made $60.1 billion in 2018 after adding the managed Medicaid program. Now, remember, the managed Medicaid program is a program for the sickest and poorest among us. Um, Danny was living with me, and he had a couple of problems going on. And he comes home to me around was it March? Around March, and he said, "Pops, I went to get my medicine refilled today, and I found out my insurance has been canceled." I'm like, "Okay, Danny, not a big deal. How much is it?" He's like, "It's $250." I'm like, "All right." I mean, that was a big deal because we didn't have that kind of money. We never had that kind of money lying around. So I was like, "Okay, Danny, we're gonna try to come up with the money, and you have an appointment with your therapist in a couple of weeks. I'm sure she can help you out then. In the meantime, though, you should get a hold of Fidelis and find out what's going on." Well, he didn't call right away, and he doesn't understand. He'll never understand how big of a mistake that was. He called like April 1st or April 2nd. This was in 2019. When he called, he learned he missed a $20 payment for his managed Medicaid program that he wasn't even aware that he had. And when he called and found that out, he made his payment right then and there on the phone. And they told him that his plan would be reinstated on the next billing cycle of May 1st. Sadly, that was too late. You see, on April 9th, 32 seconds after he posted it, I see on my Facebook his goodbye letter to us. He's got a picture of the cab of his truck overlooking the water. And I didn't know what body of water it was. Said I live right next to Saratoga Lake, so I'd assume that's where it was. And on his note, he says to us, "I just want everyone to know that I love them. I'm saying goodbye. This world wasn't meant for me. Maybe the next life will be better. I superglued my seatbelt, double check. I don't have the strength to open it. And I choose death by drowning because I can't get above this pain. Sorry for hurting those who care. This is selfish, I'm sure. But I'm staring at the water for hours now, and I made my decision. Daniel and Hazel, his children, I'm so fucking sorry." He drove his truck into the Mohawk River. My wife and granddaughter were sitting at the kitchen table with me, and I screamed out to her what was going on. I told her I had to go save Danny. I jumped in my car, and I raced to the lake, hoping to find him. Driving around that lake at 65 miles per hour on a road that's meant for 30. That wasn't bad enough. After a while, I realized even if I find him, there's no way he would have survived. I'm just looking for muddy water in a lake, not knowing where he is. And I had to realize my son was dead, and I had to go back and tell my wife that I failed. You know what? Can't save Danny. Missed that shot. You know? But
Hmm.
the hell I live with every single day over a corporation making $20, I could save someone else from my health. That's why we fight for single payer universal health care.
Hmm.
Because no one should be denied any sort of life saving treatment because they can't afford it. In the richest country in the world, 33 out of 32 out of 33 nations get it, and we're the richest and we can't do it because we can't afford it. It's a load of crap. So I've been advocating for the New York Health Act